Short form video is everywhere these days. TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and it's not just a trend anymore, it's the new age of social media. But creating content that actually performs, that's a whole other challenge. And I know that can be a little bit overwhelming because yes, everyone says you need to be making videos, but no one really breaks down how to do it in a way that feels simple and sustainable. Hey, I'm Connie, the social media coordinator here at Sendible, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how to plan, film, edit and schedule high-performing short-form videos in a way that actually fits into your workday. We're talking strategy, filming, editing and analytics. There's also a free checklist linked below that walks you through everything we're going to talk about step by step. So download it and work alongside this video or download it later. And by the end of this video, I want you to feel confident about creating short-form videos. So let's start with planning. Short form videos can be very powerful, but random short form videos, not so much. Platforms are prioritizing video content now more than ever. Audiences are used to fast, scrollable content. So if you're just filming whatever pops into your head without direction, you'll burn out really quickly. So the first thing you need to think about is your audience. Who are you actually talking to? What do they care about? And what would make them stop scrolling? Now, if your audience loves humor, lean into that. If they want education, give them that. And if they like behind the scenes content, show them that. The clearer you are here, the easier everything becomes later, especially when you're editing and deciding how to position the video. Then think about where your audience is watching. Now, if they're mainly on TikTok, your content should feel a little bit more fast-paced and trend-driven. If they're on Instagram Reels, you should lean more into community and storytelling. And if they're watching YouTube Shorts, you should be giving them specific answers. Each platform has slightly different expectations, and this is important because each one prefers different video formats. You might film one video and realize it needs to be vertical for Reels but square for Instagram feed, and it may need to be landscape for LinkedIn. And this is where people get frustrated. You're ready to schedule and suddenly you realize the size is wrong. So now you're leaving your scheduler, opening another editing app, resizing it, exporting it again, uploading it again, rewriting your caption again. It's a lot. This is honestly one of the biggest hidden time drains in social media management. So when you're planning, it really helps to think, where is this going first? And how might I reuse it later? And if you are scheduling Sendible, you don't have to panic at that last minute format stage because you can just adjust the video right inside the combos box instead of restarting everything. Now, once your audience and platform are clear, you're going to want to define your content pillars. Now, these are 3 to 5 core themes that your content will rotate between. For example, at Sendible, we have things such as educational tips, relatable content, product updates, and industry insights. One of our favorites is relatable content because sometimes sharing a meme or a social media manager struggle could do more than a tutorial ever can. Pillars just make decision making easier, and they make sure you're not posting the same content over and over again, and that way you're not reinventing your strategy every single week. Now let's move into the actual creation of the videos. This is the fun part, but it can also be the most difficult. So once you've got your pillars, start brainstorming ideas underneath each one. Make sure not to overcomplicate it, just open a document and start thinking about things. Think about strong hooks because in short form video, the first 2 seconds matter so much. You could try starting with a statement or a question, something that's going to make them pause. Something like stop scrolling or no one tells you about this. These hooks are going to create curiosity. And if you ever feel stuck, make sure to look at what creators in your niche are doing. What formats are working for them? Is it quick talking head videos, text heavy edits, or maybe story time style videos? And if you also want help generating ideas, we've linked our social media bestie GPT below. That's going to help you come up with hooks, scripts, and captions tailored to your goals, which is really helpful when you're planning content. Then you'll move on to filming. And let me just say this, you do not need a full studio setup for this. All you need is a smartphone, natural light, and a simple background. And that's enough. Because people connect with authenticity more than perfection, especially in those short form videos. Now, if you're using trending audio, add it inside the platform you're posting to so the algorithm will recognize it. And if you're thinking about length, aim for concise. If you can say it in 10 to 12 seconds instead of 30, do that. But if you're explaining something valuable, don't cut it down. Just make sure that every part has a purpose. And now let's talk about the editing, because this is usually the stage where things either come together or get abandoned in your drafts. First things first, keep it tight. Short form video works because it's fast. If there's a pause where nothing is happening, cut it out. If you repeat yourself, trim it. The goal isn't to make it perfect, it's to keep people watching. Next, think about pacing. Quick cuts help, and jump cuts are completely normal in short form. You don't need transitions, just clean cuts. Then think about framing. Make sure your face or the focus of the video is central and not awkwardly cropped. Leave a little bit of space if you're adding captions and text, and remember that platforms often cover parts of the screen with buttons and text. As for captions, make sure to add them. It is extremely important to be accessible to your audience. Not only is this important for those who rely on subtitles, but these days a lot of people watch videos without sound on. On-screen text includes everyone in your content and keeps your audience engaged, making sure to reinforce your key message. Just make sure that your captions are clear and readable. Branding is another small but important thing. Include a subtle logo in the corner, consistent fonts and consistent colours, and that's all going to build recognition over time. Now, once you've edited your video and you upload it to Schedule, you might realise it's slightly the wrong format for the platform you're posting to. Maybe it needs to be a different size, maybe it needs trimming because it's a few seconds too long, maybe you just don't like the way it looks anymore. This is usually where people leave their scheduler, open another tool, resize, export, upload again, and it wastes a lot of time. Now, if you're using Sendible, you can actually handle all of those things directly inside the Compose box. So instead of restarting the process, you can click Edit and quickly do the following. Trim the video, resize it using presets that match the platform you've selected, adjust the framing, add text overlays or your logo. And what's helpful is that it's only going to show you crop options that actually work for the network you're posting to. So if you're on Instagram, you'll see supported formats for Instagram, and then you're not guessing for dimensions and worrying about black bars later. Now, it's not meant to replace full professional editing software, but it's really great for those last-minute social media edits. And when you're creating content consistently, protecting your workflow matters just as much as protecting your creativity. The easier editing feels, the more likely you are to keep showing up. Now, once your video is ready and formatted correctly, scheduling becomes the easy part. Write captions that feel natural but include keywords people might be searching for on the platforms. Platforms these days are increasingly using captions to help understand what your content is about. Now, hashtags will help categorize your content, but your hook, watch time, and engagement matter way more. So make sure to reply to comments, ask questions, and encourage saves. If you can, batch create your content. Make sure to film multiple videos in one go, then upload them, tweak the formatting for each platform if needed, and schedule them out in advance. This removes the daily pressure of what to post each day. Also, don't underestimate repurposing. One video idea can work across multiple platforms, but you might need to adjust the format slightly or tweak the caption tone. You don't need completely new content every time. You just need to optimize it for where it's going. And the final step is to analyze your content. Short form video moves quickly, and what works now might change next month. So make sure to regularly check your analytics. Notice which hooks keep people watching, which videos bring in followers, and what people tend to rewatch. Then experiment. Try different hooks, different framing, and different posting times until you have a foolproof strategy that you know will get you views. You can also use the optimal posting time in Sendible to help you understand when your audience is most active. Growth comes from testing and adjusting, not from chasing every single trend. So make sure to constantly evaluate your audience behaviors. Short form video is amazing when it's done right, and it doesn't have to feel overwhelming. With clear planning, simple filming, and tools that support your workflow instead of interrupting it, you can create content that performs and actually feels really good to make. And if you haven't already, don't forget to download the free checklist below to guide you through everything we covered in this video. And if this video helped, give it a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you'd love to see me talk about next. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.